everybody. So today I'm gonna talk about my haunted house. So I've lived in my condo for like a lot of years. So I moved in this condo when I was 13 years old, and this year I'm going 23. And I am just like sharing with you guys that this condo has also such a bad past. Like I was just sharing with my friend, and we were talking online, and she was just like saying, oh, is the reason why your house is haunted because something happened in the past. And I was like, okay, I will search it up, and it turns out that there was like a couple fight and they almost tried to kill each other, I think. And also another bad incident was that there was a guy who died in my condo, which my condo has a lot of blocks and units, so I'm not sure. And I was like thinking like, yeah, because you know that I entered this condo and there was always this, I live on like the highest floor, like on top of my um unit there's like the valve, because I'm on the last floor and above is just, you know, the pipes and stuff, and I would always hear it like running, the water running up the stairs, and it just starts. And eventually, like, I got paranoid. I was just telling my mom, like, you know, I think it's just telling me that I'm worthless or something, because I was like, I knew that I was really like out of it that time, because when I was really younger I had uh PTSD from as a child, and I do still have it now because of being targeted. But I feel like last time I was just like really young, and obviously it was a very bizarre like person with thoughts. I think I have bizarre thoughts. I'm not a bizarre person, but I was always acting like weirdly on my own, and I think it's because I had PTSD or like some trauma. And then as I grew up right now, I'm pretty much like okay, like I'm stable, like I can be normal, you know. But last time I do admit that I do have like these strange like thoughts, and right now as I expose things more, you realize that it's like more common that even someone who like is perfectly fine can also like experience this issues that I'm facing. And I really don't really believe like I'm alone about this. So back to my haunted house, I just have like this funny story to tell you, that I have my dad, which I don't like. But yeah, I know. But he's an alright guy because he always does his responsibility. But obviously, as a girl, I didn't really get along with him, and I don't like him. But he also shared with me that time, and with your sister and my mom, because I was like really scared at that time because I was seeing things and I couldn't understand. But until he gave me encouragement and say like, you know, like my God is always with me and stuff like that. And I actually used everything, and after a while it stopped. Like I used to have like scratches on myself out of nowhere, and now it's just like completely okay. Like sometimes I do have it, but now it's like rarely. There's like always like periods of like intense scratching. Like it would be like a scratch, and I would like see it like red or is it a white, so you know that there is something. And my mom was like, are you serious? Like you, or did you scratch yourself, or there's something beneath your skin that scratches you? I'm like, no, I think it's something else. And I actually was like, I think I used a spray, I used some oil on myself, and and it actually got away, like the scratching disappears. And now I only have it like 1%, which is like almost to zero. So I'm glad, because I feel like in this house, I've been here for long years, I still have scratches sometimes, but there's always like a stop, so it's like intermittent. And yeah, there was just one, and usually means there's a demon or something, or there's something that evil that is scratching me. So I was like super like pissed off. And you guys know that I hear voices, and my dad was just saying, oh, you know, I hear voices when I was about to pray. And because like the Muslims pray a lot, we pray like 5 times a day. And my dad was like, you know, up in the early 8 like probably around 4 a.m. plus. Like usually like our first time to pray is around 5 a.m. That is 6 to pray our first prayer. but sometimes we need to get up early to, I think, pray more, to ask for what we want, so like God can help us. And he was like saying he heard it and he was about to pray, and it felt like someone was really like talking to him. So and then we just later convert him. His life just say prayer, or like do some like say say our God's name out loud, so they can be afraid whatever demons or spirits that is around him. So I think I really got like manageable in this house, to be honest. And yeah, I have no choice because I can't go anywhere else. But I'm more like used to it. But I know there's something wrong with this house. But I still do know that there's always like, I think I'm just more sensitive to becoming more like anxious or depressed, especially that I went through trauma. But I wouldn't say if I were to be somewhere else. I mean, personally, if I'm outside, I think it's okay. Like I always listen to music, and also through music, I always hear a lot of um, unknown voices, but it's usually just a singer talking, so it's alright. But I wouldn't know what to say if I went to another house. Like if I had a house, I also don't know what to say if I would have it. But I'm pretty sure it's like better for me. But I can't really move out. But what I'm saying is that I know it's the source of this house is the problem, and it's definitely is because my dad hears voices too. And I also have like the same problem as I moved in like this year 2023, and the valve problem is still there, and they tried their best to like fix it, but it's still there and it's noisier than before, and my mind is being noisier than before too. Like my mind has always been noisy, like I always just think a lot, especially with the voices. So I'm just really secure, and it was just thought upstairs. So basically, yeah, this house is really problematic. So yeah, I mean, then my mom said like, oh, one day like the condo is just gonna like be collapsed into another like housing estate, and I was like good, because like it really pisses me off. I can't imagine someone else living here. But anyway, yeah. So then I would also have like things dropping on my own, which is like, I think I run internet that is like I don't know what is it called, but it's basically like they love to target like women like me. I don't know, like the demon who loves to drop things. Like I'm not sure. Like I don't even know what drops my things. Something evil, definitely, that I cannot see, to be honest. I really can't see. And he would just drop my things, and it's like really like just on my dressing table they will just drop my things, my like acne cream, my toner, just like suddenly in the middle of the night, like boom, everything comes down, and I'm just like you know and I tried, and I think that it's just the dressing table itself, because I think maybe just like to target it. So basically, I'm just like, maybe it's a dressing table, but basically, I don't know. Maybe I just have a lot of like demons around me or something, or just something evil that doesn't like me, that just my stuff. I think that's the most prominent thing, because the scratches are just like not really here anymore, which is like I really thank my God for it. But like I think the dropping things are just really absurd, and yeah, and well, besides that, I do have some random, I don't know if it's spirit demon who just touch my body, but right now it doesn't really happen, but it does happen those times. And I would also see like the spirit I always see my ghost friend Valerie, but I also seen other spirits too, which is kind of terrifying, because I only know Valerie because she's with me and I'm familiar with her, and she's mainly very like nice. But the other spirits I've seen, which obviously is like looks like her, but this just really very bad uh vibe I get. Like she has, I saw one of like that was like her. She always have that like white gown, and I don't know. Maybe I don't know if I was really hallucinating it or is it really an actual spirit. But yeah, it was just like out of like I felt like someone was acting as like someone looked at her. She has like straight hair, black hair, and I was just like awake at night sometimes because obviously like if my mind's very like active because of what I hear and see in the day, like since I wake up in the middle of the night, which is like normal. And she was just there, and she was beside me on my bed, and she wasn't in front, like she's just there like waving hi to me. And obviously you guys know that I have extrasensory perception, which means I can talk to spirits and stuff like that. And but for this spirit, I was just, and she was just, she usually when I would want to talk to spirits like Valerie, which is my ghost friend, or any other, I don't really talk to spirits. Like I only talk to Valerie, but I can connect with her in my mind. But for this one I'm seeing, I'm not sure if it's like it was just really scary because she's not really, and I don't know her, and she was like waving like that. And you know, like maybe she's very scary, but I think she meant good. She was like, I don't need to talk to her in my mind. Like usually my extrasensory perception is that you know, like I would have to communicate with her in my mind, and she doesn't talk because spirits don't talk. Like Valerie doesn't talk at all. So I was like, what is this spirit? She's waving at me, and she was saying like, oh, please don't, you know, like she wants to me to be safe. But the way she was like waving at me was like really very scary, and it's just like I don't trust her. And so I ignore her. Like I'm like, yeah, Valerie, because I was like, spirits don't talk, and she was waving to me. So basically, she's off. And the other thing that I experienced is that whenever I walk past my second sister's room, I actually like see another like ghost that look like is similar to Valerie, and I just always ignore it. But after a while, I was like, you know, I've had enough because I noticed this pattern that my siblings would get sick randomly, and I'm just like, and I think her sister is like, I don't want her to feel not like worse than she is. Gets tired easily. So I went to tell the ghost I see in my second sister's room. I told her to come to me because I can really just I like to comment and instruct those like spirits because they aren't really good, especially if I was really paranoid that my sister's getting sick. So I just really took her off from my second sister's room, and I just like just to go away and to not like let herself be in my second sister's room. And I think she's gone, and I hope so because I don't really like walk past my second sister's room. I wouldn't bother like seeing in her room at all because it'd just be her. She closes the door, but I was like, you spirit, you just gotta like go away because you know I do know that I don't really care about the spirits that isn't Valerie because I just see them and I would be like okay because I do see stuff. And usually when I see this like ghosts, I think I really like them because they're just like normal woman, but obviously they're scary. And I'm kind of sorry, and I'm kind of like really attracted to women, like I, but not like in any way, like I just find it like pretty and stuff like that. But obviously I still like men, but yeah, but I was like okay, but it's still scary, so I don't really care. Then I'll go to sleep, but I'm more like I'm quite protective, or I'm quite suspicious of things. So I was like okay, I don't want any spirit near my siblings at all because they don't really deserve it, and these spirits can be very suspicious. And I think I have Valerie before I moved into this condo, and I really like her because she doesn't cause harm. I think she'll just go away, like she'll just go away. So I don't think she poses a threat to me. But the other spirits I see like vividly, like in my sister's room or in front of me, the one that's waving, yeah, I was like super like, you know, like I was definitely scared. I was like, I get the spray, like spray the holy spray on her, cause like she wouldn't really move. So I wouldn't really know if that was a real spirit or not. But either way, because she makes me scared, yeah, I was literally spraying it to her, like the holy water to her. So I want to tell you guys that ghosts do not speak. So if that ghost speak, it's either that they are bad and they want to speak to you, but usually they don't speak. So I really don't uh, know, but that's why I said that human can be like more worse than spirits, because those people that curse you in the past, like hate you, those are the worst humans that can ever walk on planet. And yeah, so spirits are alright, they will just go away. And I want to like emphasize on, besides spirits, like the white lady figure, are just demons. Demons are the ones that are a man and they are black in color, like a black, not a black figure that's shaped of a man. And I just think that those are the worst, because basically I'm a vampire witch, and I because I tend to see them, and we don't like each other, and and I can't really defeat them myself because they are very powerful. Like these demons can take form into like any normal human uh, person. So that's one to take note of. And to be honest, they always think that it's like a manipulation of a human mind. But let me tell you that you might think it's a manipulation, but this demon is the worst, and it's not manipulation at all. It's literally just making you see and making you believe that it is really the person that they are like imitating. So if you see someone that is like a friend or whatever, a person you know is in front of you, like as a like I don't know, just in front of you and they aren't really there, like they could be in another like country or another room, and you see that person in front of you, you know that it's a demon. So um, you just have to ignore it and I don't know, whack that thing with a bottle or something, because that's not something to be messed with. And yeah, that is just one. And I've seen these humans around my house before too. And humans can give off like those energy too. And I I think that's why I say do not give a girl a second chance. The first chance to just go and cut that person off. And yeah, so it does that. And okay, so I'm gonna also share with you guys about friendly ghosts that I have in my room. I used to share my room with my first elder sister, but she's married now, so she lives in another house. But when I was growing up, I used to share a room with her, and she would always like ask me, cause she was always the one who holds the like fan controller and aircon controller in my room. And then because like before we sleep, she would always like off the light or she leave the aircon on. And then in the morning she's like, did you like off the aircon? I was like, no, because I was already like, like asleep, and I don't really care because she will off it. And I was like, I get like I didn't think much of it, but now that I'm alone, like I have my room alone, I kind of also like question like who off switched off the aircon, or who, because I'm a very aware person, and I would always like off like my aircon before I go to sleep. But there's one incident that I remember that I wasn't really feeling well. Like these curses or like the hate that I would like have from people in the past, or the voices or what I see is just unpleasant. Or I tend to like I don't really fall sick. I never had like an actual high fever or a fever for a long time. But that time I was feeling like I was in a fever, but I aren't. And I was just gonna go to sleep. And that time I had a like fan stand, but now I have a ceiling fan. And I was just like, you know, like I was like, okay, I'm going to go to sleep, and I had the aircon on, I think. But I woke up, and the aircon was off, and the fan was like, you know, still there. But I was too like sick to even notice or realize that I didn't switch off the aircon. I think like I don't know. I was like I don't think I switched off the aircon, and I was like super like I can't speak. Like I don't know what to think. And I realized that oh maybe that's how my sister felt. I thought like who was the one who like switched off the aircon. And I think like now that I'm alone, and I think it's really Valerie. I think like because she's an alright spirit, or I can't be sure, but she says that it's her. So I think she just helps to switch off the aircon. I think she's funny. It's like Casper the Friendly Ghost or something. I don't watch the cartoon, but it's like really funny because like yeah, it's just like thoughtful, like and then the other experience that I've experienced like recently is that I thought I lost my like okay I have a lanyard and there's like a pool like there's a pool on my lanyard because I love Winnie the Pooh, and there's like a credit card and I don't have a credit card, I have a debit card, and behind is my EZ-Link, and I remember taking a bus that time, and then I was like I don't know, like sometimes I get really confused a lot, so I thought that I really lost it. But a few days like later I checked my bag and I thought that I left it in my EZ-Link card in the bus, but actually I also called the hotline and stuff like that. But when I checked my bag, like there's a side pocket in my bag, it was there, and I was like, what? Like I really thought I lost it. I called like the bus hotline. I was like, I really lost my EZ-Link card, and I lost my debit card, and I called the bank and everything, and I was like, it's there. And after I remember that day, I really thought, okay, I lost EZ-Link card, I lost my debit card, and I remember like just being sad, and then I think Bella was beside me. I was like, I was gonna cry. I was like, I lost my EZ-Link card, and I remember also checking my bag frantically. Like I thought I left it in a bus, cause I couldn't really tap out either. I was like there. I was like, and I was panicking. I walked out of the bus, and I thought it was I left it in my bus, and I had like an appointment, a doctor's appointment, and I was just there. And my mom blamed me, and I was like okay, but I also don't. I remember that I checked my whole bag, and I don't think I mean, maybe but I don't know what to say anymore. I just think like it appeared there, and I really thought I lost it. So it might be the friendly ghost again. So it's fine. I got my SIM card back, like, got my cute lanyard back, and I have a new debit card like for free because they replaced it and stuff like that. And then also I don't have to renew my debit card because there's always an expiry date somehow. And I'm just like okay, that was just one like incident about like the friendly ghost. So I think that's just about it. So basically like I don't have anything else to really say because that's what I just experienced. But basically if you have like those experiences before in a house, you just like me, or maybe it just everybody experiences things differently. But yeah, some houses can be really creepy, but for me I'm okay with my house, to be honest. Like what I just really want to be okay about is that I want to really just like believe and have faith more in myself because it's really tough. Like life is difficult, but I'm seriously I'm just alright. It's just that I've like recently, because of my personality, I felt like this hate that I get like every day makes me feel like every day is against me, and I obviously don't have like the best like image of myself, and I'm just feel like okay, well, you know what, I have to say after all of this, even though I'm still gonna struggle with being like a very positive person because I want myself to be okay, even though like I do have like a bit of like narcissism. I'm very easily affected by things. I'm just like I'm alright, but I have to say that if you think the world is against you. It's just like my mindset sometimes, and my worst. I think that there's always good people who will always be there for you, and there's always the bad people. But just say my haunted house as an example. I'm just like you're like I think like there's always gonna be a good spirit like Valerie, and also the bad demons. So yeah, to be honest, like I just want to say before I go that if you know about Pontiana, or basically what I described as the lady in white, you have to know that you are not me unless you are psychic, unless you have extrasensory perception, and unless you can really see things. You will be afraid because when I first saw like my first ghost, she's probably Valerie, and or maybe something along that like a Pontiana. I think it's definitely like really scary, and I still get scared too because there's a lot of like lady in white. But I just want to let you guys just know that you have to ignore it. If you have a God, please pray. But if you know if you just like see a lady in red, it means like it's for like revenge, and it's the worst spirit you can ever come across. Like because I've like personally encountered them, and I think it's like for me I'm more susceptible to see them, and I saw it one time at my house. She was like circling around me. I was like, mind you, like this woman, like she's really evil. So yeah, so I think that is something to be careful about. And if you see black man figures, it's important to keep praying. Yeah, cause you should take it from me that I'm a vampire witch, I'm a psychic, and I can easily tap into the spirit world, which can be really scary. But all you have to do is like ignore and pray and wish the best, because these things can also weigh you down on top of like other like people who bothers you. So yeah, so it's always, I think, like being yourself is the most important thing and the most powerful thing you can ever have. Like just like having the power in yourself and believing in yourself is really like important. Like when you know that you are gonna be okay, when you know that you are capable of being fine even after a meltdown, after a breakdown, you are such a really amazing person, and you still deserve to live your life until like the last day you breathe. So yeah, I think like yeah, so just be aware of if you see those two things that I mentioned before. Really just pray, really just ignore, really just and believe that you can conquer anything, and that you can tell them to also leave your house, because I'm pretty sure they will leave unless they are stubborn. So I really wish you guys the best, and yeah, thanks for listening to my haunted horror story, and yeah, see you in the next video.